Okay, let's continue. We're going to look at an example here shortly, and the example, and this will be one of the ones that I give you to look at. So this is called My First Draw, and it's very simple. It just all it does is it takes the entire screen and it creates a circle. It just draws a circle in the center of the screen. So here's some code here. We'll get to the code in a second, but let me bring Eclipse up and let me show you this example. So again, this is called My First Draw. So here is the activity. Amazingly simple. So an activity, as you know, as per usual. Here's our onCreate method. Notice here, protected of type myView, an object called myView, little m. So we've got one member. onCreate, as per usual. Here's a little bit of a twist. So we instantiate our view object. Recall in the view class constructor, the superclass constructor, one of the constructors takes an object of type context. Activity is a context, so we're okay there. And here, this is the situation I showed you, we discussed briefly earlier. Set content view, my view. So there's no need to pass in an XML layout file. We just pass in this view object. Now here, just to prove it to you, here is the XML layout file, and you can see there's nothing in it. I put a little comment in here, no need for an XML layout here. The view object uses the entire screen in this example. So that's all there is in the activity. Now here is our view class, and this is more interesting. So public class myView extends view. So here again, we are extending the Android view class. We've got some member variables. Here's one we're going to talk about a little bit. Here is an object named paint of type paint, and this is exactly what you think it is. It's kind of like a paintbrush in a way. The paint class here, let's check it out. The paint class holds the style and color information about how to draw our shapes, our geometries, text, and bitmaps. So we're going to use that. We've got a width and a height, so we want to look at the width and the height of our display. A radius, and here's a tag for logging. Now here, notice recall when we used the wizard to create, or when I described the wizard to you to create these views, we asked for the constructors. Here they are. And this right here, this is the constructor we're using. It takes an object of type context. We don't really need these, but they're there for completeness. Now here's what's more interesting. So the onDraw, we're going to override the onDraw method. The onDraw method is where the drawing actually takes place. And onDraw, when does onDraw happen? onDraw, we talked about this when invalidate is called, or post-invalidate in the non-user interface case. Don't worry about this for now. But there's other situations where onDraw gets called. So it gets called automatically when the app is launched. It gets called automatically when the screen is rotated. It gets automatically if the view is called automatically if the view is covered and then uncovered. So this you need to know this. You need to know this. So this is when onDraw is called. So let's look at onDraw. So what have we got going here? This is a pretty simple onDraw method, but this is important. This is where the action is. So what are we doing here? We want to know the extent of our view. We took the whole thing, so what we're essentially asking, we're asking how big is the area that we can paint on? You know, how big is our canvas? So we're going to do width and height. Now we're going to use these very, very convenient methods of the view class called get measured width and get measured height. And in Logcat here, when we run it, we'll see, and we're using our old friend Genymotion. We're going to log what we get back. And you'll see where we're going to use that information in just a second. You can probably see already. We're going to set our color to blue. So not much, nothing to it. Remember, we have this paint object up here. This is like, it's kind of like we're dipping, we're dipping our brush into the well. Paint.set color, color.blue. So we're set. We're ready to go. We're going to draw a circle of radius. Radius, what is that? That was just this constant that we put in here, a radius of 100 picture elements. Now notice what we've got going here. Canvas dot draw circle. So what is this? Canvas is passed into us by the Android runtime. You recall when I showed you the API earlier, here it is. And I know you probably can't see that on this little video, but drawing on a view. The most convenient aspect of doing so is that the Android framework will provide you with a predefined canvas to which you will place your drawing call. So voila, this is that predefined canvas, and it's ready. It's ready for us to be off to the races with. So canvas.draw circle, width divided by 2, height divided by 2. So we want the center. We want to draw this smack dab in the center of the display, so we know our width and height from up here. What else can we say about a circle? We can say, what is the radius? The radius is 100 pixels, or 100 picture elements. And this paint object gives us information about how to draw. And in this case, all we really need to know is that it's blue. So let's go ahead. Let me drag this over. And let's go ahead and run this. And when we run it, voila, we get our blue circle. We'll look down here in Logcat. So height is 1038, width is 768. So this is a pretty, this is a pretty good device. You can see if you can see here in the Genymotion, it's 768 by 1280. I don't get the whole 768 by 1280. The title bar takes some space, and there's some space along the side here, but I get most of it.